Hello, welcome to my channel. My name's Amelie if you're new here, and if you're not, welcome back. Today's video is going to be a makeup tutorial because a lot of you have been requesting that, but then we're also going to be talking about how to start. And I say how to start because I'm not just going to be focusing on one thing. I'm just going to be focusing on everything: health, fitness, lifestyle, wellness, you name it, we're talking about it. I think it's amazing that it's become such a trend to be into like the health and fitness lifestyle, but I also understand that it can be very hard to start just because it seems like such a big task to take on. So hopefully today's video helps, and then also, of course, I'm going to do my makeup with you guys along the way. So we're going to be talking about how to start waking up early, working out and going to the gym, and then also taking care of your nutrition. So I just wrote down some stuff on my computer, and then I'm going to do my makeup and talk to you guys like while we do it. So I like to do my makeup pretty light, and I kind of like to have that glowy look, or like the almost that girl look. So I always start with my makeup just lotion on the bottom. So this is the Vanilla Pumpkin hand lotion from Trader Joe's, but I just put I don't know, like that much, and I just put that as like a base to make sure my face is really nice and moisturized. But the first topic that I wanted to talk to you guys about is waking up early. So for those of you who don't know, I wake up at 4:30 a.m. every morning on school days, and then recently I've actually been loving waking up at like 5 on the weekends too. I definitely did not start out like this. I started my fitness and like wellness journey and all of that in 2020, I believe. And I think I was waking up at like 6 a.m. at that time. So it's definitely been something that's like cultivated over time, which is where my first tip comes into play, which is doing it gradually. You can't go from sleeping in till 10 a.m. to waking up at 4:30 and expect it to work, because your body's just like not used to it. And it's not a habit that you have, and it's just going to be so much harder. So I recommend trying to wake up, say 30 minutes, maybe an hour earlier, like every day for a week. And then if that works out well, depending like what your goal time to wake up is, you can slowly increase the time that you wake up earlier throughout the weeks, and then eventually you can get to your goal time without feeling like you destroyed yourself. I don't think I'm gonna do any foundation just because I'm only getting ready to go to a pumpkin patch. I'm not like gonna need a whole face of makeup. But if I were doing like foundation or anything like that, I really like the Glowish by Huda Beauty. And I think I got most of my stuff from Sephora, but it's like this. You just pump it onto your face. Usually I'll honestly just use my hands and I'll just like rub it in. And sometimes I even mix it with lotion, which I think I saw Hailey Bieber do, which apparently makes it more glowy. So that's what I would do if I was doing a full face, but I'm not. I'm just gonna do some concealer. But I'm kind of in between shades right now because it's starting to get a lot less sunny, which means I'm losing my tan, unfortunately. I have 3. I think right now I'm Bright Future. And then again, this is all from Sephora. So my second tip for waking up early is finding reasons to wake up. And I know we all have like, you know, reasons to wake up, like school, work, whatever, but find reasons that you actually enjoy waking up. So for me, when I wake up at 4:30, the first thing that I'll do is I'll put on a cute workout set, which is something that I really look forward to doing. I also, especially on the days that I'm like driving to the gym, because sometimes I work out at home, those days I don't really need an energy drink. It's less of a process to get me there. I don't need to be fully awake. But on the days that I do drive to the gym, I'll usually have an energy drink, even though I'm trying to lower the amount of caffeine that I have. But I love energy drinks so much. Like, they just taste so good to me. They're so exciting to like crack open. It just makes going to the gym like such a more fun experience that I know they're not the best for me, but it's still worth it because it makes my habit so much easier. That's why I like to drink energy drinks, honestly. It's less about the energy and more about like romanticizing the process of going to the gym. Other things that I like to do in the mornings is yoga, journaling. I'll light a candle. I'll put on a cute workout set. Just stuff like that really like makes your morning so much more exciting, and I don't want to say cute, but like making it a reason to have a morning, if that makes sense. Waking up earlier just gives you so much more time in your day, and it's like dedicated you time. And I was actually talking to my mom about like why I like waking up so early, because she was like, what are you doing with your life waking up at 5 a.m. on a Saturday? And the way that I put it is like, that time is dedicated me time. No one else is awake to tell me something bad, turn in my grades, make me worry about school. That is dedicated time where I get to choose what I want to do. So I don't know. That's why I like to wake up early, and just finding cute little reasons to romanticize it just makes it all that much easier. I've been trying really hard not to put a lot of face makeup on because, one, I don't want to get used to seeing my face always perfect, because then I think that when I don't wear face makeup, I'll feel a little more insecure. So I've been trying not to wear a lot. I'll just put it like on the points where I have a few blemishes or stuff like that. But in general, I try to keep it really light, especially today since I'm not even going anywhere. And then the last thing that I have to say about waking up early is at the end of the day, it comes down to discipline. You have to get out of bed. Like, you can't just keep hitting snooze and expect yourself to like start that habit. So something that I do, I call it the 3-2-1 method. And on the days that I don't want to wake up early, which keep in mind there are, like, yes, I love mornings. I love seeing the sunrise. I love everything that comes with the mornings. But there are days where it's just a little extra harder to get out of bed. And on those days, I hear my alarm go off, I go 3, 2, 1, rip the bed sheets off. That sounds like so cold and disgusting, and it is, but it works. So at the end of the day, if you want to wake up early and start that habit for yourself, you have to be disciplined with yourself and you have to get out of bed. It doesn't mean that you have to like rip yourself out of bed 2 hours earlier. If you just say, okay, I'm gonna wake up 15 minutes earlier, only 15 minutes, it's not that much, but you have to make sure that you get out of bed. Otherwise, you just woke yourself up for no reason. The next subject that we're going to talk about is how to start working out, going to the gym, all of that. But first, the next step in my makeup is blush. I don't think I'm going to do contour today. I'm not really going out, so this is more like my everyday makeup look, I guess. But if I was going to do concealer, I like this Milk makeup one. It's pretty light. It's like cream base, but I do the same type of makeup, but I do the blush version. And a little bit goes a long way, I find, so I'll just put like just a little bit on my cheeks. Now going into how to start working out and going to the gym. First of all, make time. I think that we always tell ourselves, oh, I don't have time. Oh, I'm too busy. We make up reasons of why we can't do things when we don't really want to, or like if we're scared to do them. But if it's important enough to you, you have time. And I promise you have time. Like if you say, oh, my school starts at 7 and then I have sports after school and then I have to eat dinner, try waking up early, go to the gym before school. So I'm not trying to be insensitive to everyone's lives, and I understand that I'm only a teenager, which means like I don't have the responsibilities that some adults do, or I'm not in college, so I have less of a workload. But like for me, I knew that I can't work out after school because I have sports and then I have homework and then I have to eat dinner and all that stuff. So I decided to start waking up earlier, making time for what's important to me. I think one of the biggest things that holds people back from starting their fitness journey and stuff is just saying they don't have time. And I promise you, you do have time. You just haven't made that time yet. So the topic of time kind of goes into the next tip that I have, which is setting a goal for yourself, but then also making it realistic enough to know what you're capable of doing. I feel like this almost kind of contradicts what I just said, but if you say, I want to start working out 7 times a week, 24 hours a day, like you can't do that. That's not possible. So set a goal for yourself. Maybe you want to work out 5 days a week, or maybe me, I work out 6 days a week. But also know what you can do in your current period of life and go from there. So like if you're super busy and you know eventually you want to be able to work out 5 times a week, but your schedule only lets you do 3, do the 3 because anything is better than nothing. And then over time you can increase that intensity to the 6 times a week that you want to reach. The next part of working out and all of that is finding movement that you enjoy. So I feel like people often force themselves to do workouts they don't like, which builds a negative relationship with working out because they hate every second of it. I'm not saying try it, you hate it, quit. But if you really can't stand something, like for example, I really don't enjoy lifting heavy. And I'm not saying that I never lift heavy, but I just find that like when I try to hit like PRs and stuff, even though it's like really fun and it's insane to see how strong you are, it just leaves me feeling really heavy, insanely sore all of the time. It just, I don't know, it doesn't really rock with me, so I tend to lean more towards like HIIT workouts. I do lift weights and I do push myself, but I just don't like try to hit PRs. And that's just what I've learned, the movement that I enjoy. And you guys, there are so many kinds of movements out there, like Pilates, running, HIIT workouts, weightlifting, walking, like there is truly, I believe, something out there for everyone. So if you've tried weightlifting and you're like, this is not for me, even though I think you should try it again because weightlifting seriously increases your metabolism, gives you that toned look that you want, yada, yada, yada. I can make a whole other video on that. I think you should try it out again, even if you don't like it. But if you've discovered that something really doesn't work with you, you have to try to find something that you enjoy more. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to sustain that because you hate it all the time. And then of course, I did the same thing with waking up earlier, romanticize going to the gym. If you put on an outfit that you hate and you just feel disgusting in, you're not gonna wanna go to the gym. You're not gonna want people to see you. You're not gonna feel confident when you look in the mirror. You have to romanticize the whole process. So for me, that's buying cute activewear, giving me like a reason to look forward to going to the gym. Like when I order new clothes and I'm like all excited to put it on, that's a huge motivator to me. Also doing my hair, maybe I'll add a little bit of makeup if I really want to, cracking open a Celsius personally, or just any energy drink of choice. Then like driving to the gym, I'll like blast music. Sometimes I'll bring my friends. So just like adding things that make going to the gym like a whole event, a self-care moment, like something that's just so fun for you. That's gonna make you want to go so much more. So that's my biggest tip, and that's honestly how I learned to like fall in love with going to the gym. It's not like, ugh, I have to work out because I want a good body. It's like I get to work out because I get to do this for myself, and it's fun in the process. Okay, now I'm gonna do my highlight before I get into the next part of going to the gym. So this is the Rare Beauty highlight. It's like gold and liquidy, and I also got this from Sephora. So you guys, I'm really not a makeup guru. I just get all of my stuff from Sephora, whatever looks good at the time. But I'll just like put it on my hand, and I'll like do like a dash, and then I like rub it on my fingers and like apply it up. So the next part that I wanted to talk about is I feel like a lot of people, especially beginners, are really nervous about going to the gym because they're worried that people are going to judge them. Also, I have a mirror down there, which is like why I'm looking down and not at you guys. So sorry, bear with me. But it's totally valid. And honestly, I faced it too a little bit. I was worried that I would look stupid if I didn't know what I was doing. And honestly, people at the gym are so nice, because think of it this way. People at the gym are only focusing on themselves. They aren't at the gym because they want to make fun of you. They aren't at the gym because they want to socialize, even though it is like kind of a social thing. At the end of the day, they're at the gym because they have their own goals, their own aesthetic goals, their own insecurities, whatever it may be. They have their own things that they're trying to focus on themselves, so they're not there to judge you. And the fact that you're even there going to the gym shows that you are working to better yourself. And anyone that's going to judge you for that is not a person that you should value their judgments. I just feel very strongly that the whole like gym vibe is pretty positive in general, and it can be intimidating at first, especially if it's like a huge 200 something pound dude with like biceps as big as your head. But if you were just to like talk to them and maybe ask like how to do certain exercises, you would see they're not there to judge you. They're probably very happy to help. I've found that the people at the gym are honestly the sweetest people ever, because they understand why you're there and they have the same goals as you. And so it's really respectable to be going to the gym and trying to better yourself. The people at the gym are so supportive, and this kind of leads me into the next thing, which is like, if you don't know what you're doing, just ask people at the gym. And I know it's like kind of intimidating to ask people for help, especially as like a newbie if you don't know anyone at the gym. First of all, it feels really good when someone asks you, because then it's like, oh shoot, like they think I know what I'm doing. It's a big compliment when someone trusts you enough to ask for help. And people at the gym are super nice. I'm sure that they will be more than happy to help. But then also, if you don't understand what to do with the equipment, there's so many helpful YouTubers, TikTokers, even just like a quick Google search would help you. So if you find yourself not going to the gym because you're worried that you're gonna look dumb, that's honestly making an excuse for yourself, because there's so many good ways to figure out how to use equipment at the gym. Now that that is all blended, I'm gonna do my eyebrows. I don't really do my eyebrows like it's nothing really special to it, but depending on the vibe I want, sometimes I'll just use like this clear mascara. It's the Great Lash by Maybelline New York. Or if I want like a little bit of a darker eyebrow moment, I'll do this volumizing fiber brow mascara, which is actually colored here. I think for today, I'm just gonna go with the clear eyebrow gel. I feel like it's a little bit more neater, if that makes sense, more that girl, if you will. But the last thing that I have to say about going to the gym is discipline. And I feel like the two main things that I've talked about in both sections are discipline and romanticizing your life, which if I could find a quote that would like put those two together, I would. Because seriously, those are the most important things when it comes to your health, wellness, fitness journey, anything like that. And honestly, just life in general. If you really want to go to the gym and you really want to make physical goals, mental goals, whatever you have, if you really value that and that's important to you, you have to be disciplined with yourself. And it's really hard. There's a reason that so many people struggle with it. And honestly, I struggle with it too. I feel pretty lucky because for me, discipline has never really been a huge issue because I'm very strong-minded. So if I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it, because I'm also a little bit of a perfectionist. So if I'm like, I'm going to wake up at 6 o'clock, I can't wake up at 6:15. It just like makes me feel like I failed, which I don't think is the best mentality to have, and that is definitely not what I'm telling you guys to have. I'm just saying that's how my mind kind of works. But being disciplined with yourself, getting yourself to the gym is the biggest part of going to the gym, which now that I say that out loud is like duh, but anything is better than nothing. So if you say that you want to go to the gym 4 times a week, and say for whatever reason you get to the gym, maybe you're too scared to go into the heavy weight section because it's all guys, which is a whole nother topic. But if that's the case, just walk on the treadmill. Just be there. Because being there, you'll slowly get more comfortable with the gym over time. And eventually you're gonna like proudly walk yourself into the whole entire heavy free weight section with only guys and lift and be a queen. So that's my biggest tip. Be disciplined, get yourself to the gym. Even if you're too scared to talk to anyone, you're too scared to take off your pump cover, whatever it may be, like getting comfortable just being in the gym is gonna be so beneficial to you in the future. The last thing I wanted to talk about is how to start taking care of your nutrition and eating healthier. I want to clarify what I mean by that because I think that the term healthy has so many different meanings now, and honestly, I don't even know what it means. Like, to me, one day, eating healthier means eating a salad instead of pizza, but sometimes eating healthier could just mean choosing pizza made with whole ingredients. So to each their own, but I just wanted to talk about taking care of your nutrition, balancing healthy food and unhealthy food, or just eating out, just kind of everything like that. First of all, it's important to note that everyone has their own goals, whether those are aesthetic or not, I don't know, but depending on your goals, what your nutrition wants to look like is going to be very different for everyone. So that's why I strongly believe in never judging what other people are eating or like commenting on people's foods, because you don't know the history that people have with food, which is why I'm always very careful about what I say, especially on like social media, because I think there is so much controversy around food. I just would never want to trigger anyone. I would never want to give anyone the wrong ideas or anything like that. But then I also believe that eating for aesthetic goals, there's nothing wrong with it and that it needs to be more normalized, because I'm gonna be honest with you guys, like I have aesthetic goals and like I want to maintain a leaner physique. I like having my abs visible, which means that I do make certain nutrition choices that other people don't. And I just think that when people comment like, oh, how do you eat so healthy? Or why aren't you eating pizza? Stuff like that. It really makes people question why they do things, which I'm literally going to start ranting, so I need to stop. But I just believe that everyone should kind of focus on their own nutrition goals and never comment on what other people eat, which is also kind of why I don't always film what I eat in a day, because I believe that everyone's nutrition looks differently because everyone needs their own things for their bodies. So I don't know. Hopefully that makes sense, but this is how to start taking care of your nutrition. So the first thing is paying attention to what you're eating. And this could be the food as a whole or like the ingredients inside of it, like sugar-free ingredients, or if it has a lot of chemicals in it, or the fat content, whatever it may be. Just knowing and being aware of what you're choosing to put into your body has such a large effect on your body's appearance, how you feel, just everything in general. I know some people care a lot more about like chemicals and artificial ingredients than others. My personal view on it is that you should be balanced. Like, I don't want to only be eating chemicals, but then at the same time, if I want a Diet Coke, I'm gonna have it. So that's kind of my view on it. But just in general, paying attention to what you're eating and just knowing and making the conscious decision to put the food into your body makes the biggest difference. It's not to say you can't eat pizza, but just know what you're putting into your body when you're eating the pizza, what that means, and then how that's going to affect your goals, just so that you can be aware of the choices that you're making. The next thing is actually a quote that I got off of Pinterest, and it is, eat to fuel your body, not your emotions. So I kind of want to break this down a little bit and how I understand it, because I think it's really powerful, but I also think that it could be taken the wrong way depending how you read it. So I'm a big fan of memories over food, you guys, like bonding over trying new desserts, going out to restaurants. It's also important into living life. So I'm not at all saying don't live life, don't make memories over food. But also I think that so much emotion is placed on a food that if you have specific physique goals, whether it's building muscle, losing fat, whatever it may be, putting so much emotion on food makes achieving your goals so much harder. Like if you're sad and the first thing you do is you want to go grab a tub of Ben & Jerry's and cry and eat it, but then you also want to have abs, it's going to be really hard to balance. So in moments like that, remembering your goals and remembering to choose the foods that are going to fuel your goals is going to be so much more beneficial to you than just eating the foods that fuel your emotions and totally scrapping your goals. Which kind of flows into the next section, which is finding food swaps. I think food swaps are always considered foods with lower calories, which isn't necessarily the case. Finding food swaps could also be finding foods with higher protein, lower fat, less sugar, whatever your goals are. If you want ice cream, you don't have to cut out ice cream. Just find ice cream with higher protein. Like, personally, I love Halo Top, and I know some people don't like it. In a whole pint of Halo Top, there's like 20 grams of protein. So instead of doing Ben & Jerry's, I'll choose Halo Top any day, and then that's working towards my goals, and I get to enjoy my ice cream. Brief pause, I'm gonna do my mascara, and then we'll get back into it. I actually have a few that I use depending on like how much mascara I want. All of my mascara is waterproof because I'm a diver, but I use this telescopic mascara, and then I have this eyelash curler, and then sometimes I'll also go in with this Falsies mascara. But today I think I'm just gonna do telescopic. I used to not curl my eyelashes, which I am not proud of because my eyelashes looked so bad when I look back at pictures. So if you aren't curling your eyelashes, what are you doing? Go buy yourself one because it's like literally life-saving. But look, I look insane right now, I know. Like, that's already so much better. But after food swaps, it's also eating out less because anything that you make at home is almost guaranteed to be healthier than at a restaurant. And I don't mean like eating a sundae at home is healthier than a salad at a restaurant, but if you were to order a pizza at a restaurant versus like a pizza that you make at home, the one that you make at home is probably better for you just in terms of like ingredients, fat, all of that. So when possible, I like to eat at home. And of course, I know like all of the memories that come with eating out, and I love getting dressed up and going to restaurants with my family, my friends, all of that. But like when possible, if I'm just eating alone, I try to make my food at home because I can control what I'm putting into my body a little bit more and kind of alter it to reach my goals. And also, I understand that a lot of people have to eat out more than I do, like for when you're at work or just anything like that, or if you have to eat at a food court. But this kind of goes back to just being aware of what you're putting into your body and choosing the healthier options at restaurants. And then also, I recommend looking up the menu before you go to a restaurant to make sure that they have food that you know is going to help you achieve your goals. So this is definitely not saying that you have to cut out eating out when you want to reach your goals, but it's just a reminder to be aware of your goals when you go eat out and choosing the foods that are going to help you reach them. Okay, today's kind of a bad eyelash day, guys. Like, I won't lie. Yesterday I had such a good eyelash day, and if you're a guy watching this, you probably don't understand what I'm saying, but the girls that get it, and the ones that don't. I just finished my top lashes. I still have to do the bottom ones, but it's actually looking pretty good, so I have faith. And then along with like the food swaps and just being aware of what you're eating, incorporating more greens into your diet is so helpful. This does not mean cut out foods because I'm always in the mentality of like adding more. But like if you're gonna go out to dinner, instead of ordering a whole pizza to yourself, maybe like order a pizza to share with your family and then order like a side salad and then have like 1-2 pieces of pizza and eat your salad. And then boom, you got your greens in, you still got to enjoy pizza, you went out with your family, you made your memories, and you're a little bit closer to reaching your goals than if you were to just eat like an entire pizza alone. And then the topic of salads kind of brings me into my next goal. And this is a little bit more for people who are cutting or trying to lose fat. Volume eating, you guys. I am a huge volume eater. I've talked about this before in my like recipe staples video. For example, you could eat one piece of pizza for say 200 calories, or you could eat a ginormous bowl of carrots for 200 calories. And I'm just using this as an example to show like how the volume of one thing compares to another thing. I would definitely not recommend eating carrots only for dinner. Please don't do that. That sounds disgusting. No protein, not gonna help you reach your goals either. But just knowing what foods will get you more to help you reach your goals versus like a bite of a burger. Do you know what I mean? So that's kind of more for cutting. And it's also, again, I would eat the pizza over the carrots. So don't take it as like, oh, you can't eat the higher calorie foods. But just again, knowing what you're putting into your body and then knowing the foods that are going to help you reach your goal, and then also knowing how much of each food will get you, if that makes sense. Then my last tip while I do my bottom lashes is making healthy recipes and finding recipes that you enjoy at home. And honestly, I probably should have put this in the part where I talked about eating out at home, but you guys, there are so many recipes out there. Some of my favorite creators with healthy recipes are like Jazmin, Tyler, also like Linda Sun. I'll link their channels down below, but they post so many good recipes and they make eating healthy fun. And my whole mentality about like eating healthy and eating at home is that this is a lifestyle. So I want to enjoy my life. Personally, if I ate pizza for every single meal, I just know that I would feel terrible. But that doesn't mean that I can't make a healthier pizza at home that's still gonna help me reach my goals and taste good. So eating healthy, eating at home, it does not mean cutting out all the foods that you enjoy. It just means finding healthier ways to make them. Once I figured that out, the way that I reached my goals completely changed and it made it so much easier and so much more enjoyable. Okay, and then the final touch that I'm gonna add to my makeup is going in with either I'll do Vaseline or just any kind of lip gloss. Today I'm gonna do this Island Berry by Hawaiian Tropic lip gloss, and I just put that on. Super cute. It just like adds that cute like shine to your lips, and we are done. So that concludes my how to start video. I hope that that was helpful. I hope you guys got some tips that you can implement into your life. And I really just think that romanticizing your life, including discipline into all of your goals, is seriously so life-changing. And all of these things that seem so scary and big and hard to start really aren't if you just break it down into small steps of what you can do every day. And seriously, when you see yourself starting to reach these goals, it makes it all worth it. All of the times that you didn't want to get out of bed, all the times that you didn't want to go to the gym, when you start seeing the progress and yourself reaching those goals, you're going to be so happy that you did it. So this is your sign. Start whatever you've been pushing back. Start whatever you've been procrastinating, because you will love yourself so much for it in the future. I also wanted to remind you guys, follow all of my social media platforms. They're linked down below, but in general, it's just Amelie Desai for Instagram, Pinterest. My TikTok is at ameliedesai.backup. And then I also have a fitness focused Instagram where I kind of post like motivational stuff, favorite quotes, my workouts, all of that. And that is Fit with Amelie on Instagram. So with that, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that maybe you guys will try out my makeup routine as well. And then I also have a skincare video coming up soon, so stay tuned for that. But thank you so much for watching today's video. I wanted to remind you guys, get after your goals, start. I believe in you and I love you, and I will see you in the next one.